This episode of 86 That is brought to you by Nanami Sushi Bar and Grill. If you're looking for the freshest sushi and authentic Japanese flavors just up the road in Austin, Nanami is the spot for you. From classic rolls to chef specials, it's perfect for a night out, date night, or just treating yourself. They're family owned, passionate about quality, and we're proud to have them supporting the show. So next time you're craving sushi, head to Nanami Sushi Bar and Grill. Check out their menu at nanamisushi.com and tell them that 86 That sent you. Once again, thank you to Nanami Sushi Bar and Grill for sponsoring this episode of our podcast.
Come at me, bro. Catch me outside. How about that?
Okay.
What is up with you, Lane? Dude, Lane's references are fucking sick right now, dude.
I'm just gonna eat my fruit snacks a little angry because of that.
Is that how you eat fruit snacks?
You eat the wrapper with it?
For everyone at home,
You just eat the whole bag.
The whole thing in his
you
mouth.
just eat the whole bag. You
Wrapper
don't even open the
included.
bag.
The second intro we're going to have with Nathan eating something.
Nathan just eating, yeah. Every intro, just Nathan eating something.
Nathan, when are you not eating a snack?
Welcome to the 86 That podcast, where 5 college filmmakers sit down with a special guest each episode. Directors, writers, producers, actors, and other creatives shaping the industry to talk movies, the creative process, and the ups and downs of making their work. Follow us on Instagram at 86 That podcast for episode highlights, exclusive bonus clips, and even a chance to ask questions to future guests. Thanks for tuning in, and hope you enjoy.
I'm going to introduce y'all really quick.
Okay.
Cool.
Today on 86 That, we are joined by Michael Hurbanis and Drexel Taylor, 2 insanely talented filmmakers. Michael and Drexel have been making films together since they met in high school and are co-founders of From the Dome Productions. Their films are known for their compelling stories, rich atmospheres, and dynamic emotional effects. We are glad for the opportunity to talk to them together about their work and their process. Guys, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Lane. Thank you, man. That was
Welcome,
cool.
welcome.
Thank you.
Talk about you guys' method with working with each other. So you guys work so closely on all these projects, and I was wondering, do you guys find that your skills differ, or if they benefit each other, or do you think they're aligned, but you have I don't like this word, but a similar vision, and that kind of leads the project?
Michael, you can go first, and I'll build off.
Yeah. I think Drexel and
That's
I.
kind of how it works.
Yeah. So
Michael was first, and I figured it out.
There's the answer.
yeah. So we have. We actually met in elementary school. Is when we met, and then our partnership in film started in high school. So we've been friends for a long time, and with that, Drexel and I just happen to have similar tastes in things, and movies, and music, and media. Art, stuff like that. But definitely our skills, even though, so I could not do the things that Drexel can do, but he could definitely do the things that I can do, but in that sense, where we're best together is flexing those different muscles, and so Drexel is a tech demon. I mean, he we've just been talking about, he can, usually how it works is, I'll have an idea and then see if he likes it, and usually if I'm into it, Drexel will usually be into it. And then, write it, whatever. And then when we're editing stuff, like I said, we pretty much do it all together. I mean, he's actually editing it, but usually I try and be there next to him if I can.
He's right here, usually, in that chair.
Yeah, in that chair.
In that little tiny chair.
Yeah, not very comfortable, but it works. Yeah.
Get him a better chair.
It's in my storage unit. I'm sorry. I just moved back to Houston.
And so I'll usually, because I don't really know as much, and I'm learning more, I'll have kind of a dumb idea or a crazy idea of what if we did it like this, or what if we tried this? And then maybe Drex will think for a second, and it's okay, maybe. And then he'll kind of compute that into his skills, and then we'll get what we get, If that answers your question slightly, Andrew.
No, that's really interesting.
I wanted to ask about the music, Michael.
Yeah.
Watching this stuff, I see you tend to compose and arrange the music in these projects, and but the music you make, it has a clear tonal or ambient atmospheric approach to it, in regards to the subject matter of the film or project itself. I wanted to ask what is it about composing your own score that interests you, and how would you say it strengthens your work as opposed to just finding a pre-established song that may fit your project already?
Yeah. Cool. So thank you. That's so basically I don't know how to make music. Point blank period. I don't know. I never learned the piano. I never
I beg to differ.
Yeah, well thanks. When we first started and we were doing some stuff like really early on, I have friends who are musicians, and I really tried to get them to do music because that was something that I thought was so beyond me. I needed help. But people have lives, and I'm not paying people usually, and so at this age and at that grade that we were at, and so it would either take too long, or they would do this amazing song, but it wouldn't quite fit, and Drexel and I would want to change some things, and so it ended up almost being I didn't want to bother anybody. I was like, you know what, maybe I'll try and learn it myself, because as we see with Perusia, like this sometimes Drex and I take a really long time, because to make sure things are good or whatever. And so I just tried to find the easiest thing. And I think like you were saying, I think it has helped because we can be so specific about it. If I want this shot to have a note go up or whatever, I don't have to bother anybody. Drexel and I can sit there and we can mess with it and try different instruments, so we really get the luxury of being able to play and figure stuff out.
Do you always compose the music looking at the final product on the screen, or do you ever compose it and then shoot?
It is almost always edit first, and then I have to be looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
You have some tunes in reserve, I'll say, that could be cool for something, but
yeah, but like I said, because just to finish that too, because like, although I appreciate the kind words, I really don't know what I'm doing, and so I tend to write movies that will play well to the sounds that I kind of know how to do, synths and some drums and stuff like that, and so I will write to my strengths of like, I can probably make something for this.
I love the bitch soundtrack.
That's why I said, yeah,
It's so
Thanks,
simple.
man.
It's simple and effective.
yeah, are we allowed to say that?
I know, yeah, BTCH.
The BTCH soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah. This is actually that's actually at the web series screening for that web series was where I actually met you two. It was my first week in the film program. And as cheesy and stupid as it sounds, I was sitting there crying in that theater because I had no idea what I wanted to be my major, and I had no idea and then I show up to this screening and I see what y'all made, and I was like, man, if I can make something like that in the next few years, I was like, that'll truly, I'd be so like honored to just have like something like that. So I know I went and I talked to Michael for a little bit, and you were just like, yeah, just go and apply to something, go and be on a set, and then like slowly you'll just become and just want to make your own things. And I remember,
Tears of Joy?
I don't think I got to talk to, Tears of Joy. Like, it wasn't like crying out of like, yeah.
Anguish.
No, it was like,
it was so bad.
No.
It was so bad.
It was like, if I could make something, the exact opposite of that. No. I mean, truly, it was like it was mind blowing. Like, I remember I asked you so many questions, Michael, and I probably talked your ear off that night. But I truly, like, it like inspired me as like a film. Like, I just wanted to be what you guys were for the program. That was what like drove me to be as involved in the program as what I was, is seeing that at our first screening. Because I feel like you guys were one of like the stepping stones of our program. Like, I feel like you go into any classrooms today, people will still probably mention your name or a project you guys have done. So like the impact you guys have had, the impact you guys have had. But to my question, is like with the score for bitch, or sorry, B asterisk TCH is.
We're just gonna make Andrew edit it out.
Yeah. But with the score for that, what was your inspiration to like? Because my favorite scene is with the box in the car, and you're throwing the box out the window, and it's like what was your moment that you knew like, this is how you want it to sound? Like, what, like normally you have like an image that like starts it off. Like, what was that for y'all?
So for a lot of the stuff we had done before, which the big one was this movie we did called They Came From Above, which was like really Drexel and I's first big step, where we were like, okay, like we had a big production upgrade for that one. A lot of stuff I had done is what you see in Perusia, which is synths and stuff like that. And so with the web series, I was like, okay, I kind of want to do something different. But, with the Texas State web series, there's such a time crunch on that stuff. You know, I really needed something kind of simple and effective. And so I don't know, and maybe it's from the subconscious of movies and stuff, and drums and bongos being used to like ramp like Punch Drunk Love or something. And I don't know, I think with my web series, here's actually what it is. It was so, even with the title, I always wanted to be like super in your face as well. Like that was like a big thing of it, you know, like not rock and roll, but because it's just crazy and crazy stuff happens. And so that seemed like a very like intrusive instrument, and the way that I have it just constantly, you know, itching itself into the story. It won't even go to the background. It refuses to go to the background, you know? Yeah. That's now talking about it out loud. That's what it always was it was I wanted to be in your face.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask Drexel about the editing, because they're so great in the 2 episodes. The pacing is very well done, and the sound design is like phenomenal. Especially in episode 2, the at the end of the bomb, like wow. I was like with the muffled, and it comes to like, I mean, I was so in there, and I really like the writer director DP editor collaboration you'll have, and everything seems very intentional and thought out and well planned. I wanted to ask Drexel, how does the edit affect how you approach DPing a project, and vice versa? How does the cinematography affect how you approach editing?
I have always been kind of like, I've always had the editor's mind. Like it's just a bug that I can't turn off. So I've always thought about how one shot will go into another in the edit. This might be like tattling on ourselves, but we don't often get coverage.
Yeah.
So most of the time, whatever we shoot is whatever's in the edit.
Is it because you know exactly what you want, so you don't even need coverage? You don't even bother?
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time,
yeah. That's how it works, and it's worked, I think.
Yeah.
What stock was what we did the most coverage for so far. And that was just a whole process in itself. I don't know, working with Michael for this long, I've like discovered our sense of pacing and our sense of how quickly or slowly we like things to go depending on the scene. We both really like long takes. We both really like when the action is fast. You know, so it depends on the script, depends on the scene.
Y'all shot list together, or do you provide your own and you just like compare notes?
It depends on me.
Okay.
I've been, especially being in school, the shot listing has most often gone to Michael.
Okay.
It's something that he comes up with. He's got it in his mind. He wrote the thing. So it's like he knows how he wants it to look. He provides a shot list. And that's where I kind of come in and we team up to like make sure that comes to fruition. Making shot lists really stresses me out, so I really enjoy it, honestly. Even though I love making shot lists, I love seeing something different in my head versus his. In a perfect world, we'd both make one and then we'd compare and contrast.
Yeah.
But life is busy.
You like shooting more spontaneous, like off the cuff?
Yeah, now it's interesting because like, so usually we have a shot list, and usually it's pretty specific of what we're gonna get in stock's sense, which again was the undergrad thesis. We literally shot that movie twice. Drexel and I shot the entire movie, just him and I, and like a stand-in. And then, because that was really my first big thing where I wasn't in it. We were using extras. We were using other actors. Like I really had to direct other people, and I was horrified. I'm very uncomfortable. I don't like telling people what to do. You know, I feel very like weird about it. And so we wanted to be super prepared for stock. And with that, I think some really cool things came out of it. But like I said, one of our first things we did, They Came From Above, which is this long movie, we didn't have any shot list, nothing. We just showed up and we just shot. Like I had it in my head, but some things obviously didn't work out because of the space. So we just whatever. And for this new movie we're about to do, I kind of want to try and marry the both, because although I want to be as prepared as possible, there are some stuff that Drex and I used to shoot that we would never shoot that today because we know too much. And those shots look some of them look very, very cool. And some of the stuff I'm the most proud of, but no way would we have even thought of that because of how prepared we try to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to try and on this one, we're going to try and do a little bit of both is kind of the plan.
That's honestly really interesting to me, because I like you saying that just clicked in my head, because there's so many like projects where I would do without a shot list, and it does seem like some of the shots, that's the important thing. Some of the shots are like, wow, I don't think I could have even came up with that because I wasn't in the space, or I wasn't actually thinking about the story on the set. But then there's some things that you're just like, wow, that was really dumb, because if I had plans, I would have gotten that so much better. So marrying the two, that's something I need to think about. Yeah.
Well, I mean, exactly. And that's, and truly it balance is what it's all about.
Mhm.
You want to have a plan so that you make sure you make your day, but also try and have some room to be able to be flexible. That's something that we're really trying to work on as well. Me specifically, I would like to go back to being more flexible. It's just tough with, the level that we're at and the money and stuff. So
quick sidebar. What about They Came From Above? What's the status on that? Where can we find that? What's
that one, unfortunately, yeah,
That
that one, unfortunately, like that from what I was talking about earlier. So I apologize to the listeners, because this one you actually can't watch. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Because it was very early. Like we were so new, and I'll send it to you guys. But we were so new.
We'll tell you about it.
Yeah. And so like there was a lot. So literally, like I said, no shot list, no nothing. That was Drexel and I's first really big thing. He just got this new camera. Everything else was 1080p on his little mini camera. Yeah. And so like we shot it chronologically, because that's really the only way I kind of know how to do stuff. The movie gets better as it goes on because we kind of learned how to make a movie as we were making the movie. And so it holds a very special place in my heart. But the last half of it, I really, really like. And again, our original plan, Drexel and I we had always planned to make a movie at some point after college. And we were going to just redo They Came From Above because we liked a lot of the aspects from that, but didn't love, the first half. And it wasn't quite feature length. It was like 58 minutes or something. Yeah. And so we were just going to adapt that into a true feature. But, things have happened and we have other ideas and stuff. And so unfortunately, there are some stuff I really still like about it that I'm holding on to it a little bit to see if I want to give it its true light of day. But who knows? If other things happen and we don't make it, then I'll probably just put it on YouTube.
But what can you tell us about this upcoming feature?
Then. Do you have a name?
Yeah. No, not the name yet. I think this one is, like I said, it's still very early. And so, well, I mean, not really. We're getting ready to shoot pretty soon. But I think a lot of me figuring out, I have an idea of what the movie is about, but I don't think I'll know truly what it's about until we film it, because I feel like I'll learn more about it and what it really means as we do it, if that makes sense. Like I have a reason for it, but sometimes during filming that might change. And so basically what I'll say is this is I have taken bits and pieces from everything that people really liked at Texas State and like our small, quote unquote career. I've taken the bits and pieces that everybody really liked and kind of put them into this one mega script. Yeah, it'll be really interesting. It's going to be quite the experiment. We'll see what happens.
Is there a little bit of Perusia in there as well? A little bit of strange...
That's probably the one that has like the least influence. Yeah, I would say in terms of like what will be in Perusia that's going to be in this new one are like how well we've gotten, or how well Drexel has gotten at like some of the effects. So it's like, okay, cool. Like we know what we can do. We know Perusia was like a stress test. We wanted to see how far we could go. And it was like, okay, this was a little too far. Let's find something in our wheelhouse that we can really hone in.
I felt so bad for Drexel. I think every time I saw you, Drexel, for like the last year that you were at Texas State, I feel like I ran into you and would just ask about Perusia.
Don't feel bad. I feel bad because it took so long.
It was such a good surprise today. When I saw that link, oh my gosh, you don't know how excited I was. That was so cool.
It's like was that like a 2-year production pretty much from like at least from where it started, or How long ago did
Yeah.
y'all start?
I wrote it in August of 22. Well, I thought of it. So basically, how it came to fruition is, for the listeners who don't know, Perusia is a short film that Drexel and I we crowdfunded for while we were still at school at Texas State, and we filmed it during the winter break. But so anyway, so we watched. I'm a big fan of this guy named Phil Tippett. He did all the special effects stuff for Star Wars and RoboCop and whatever. And he's got this movie that he had been making for 30 years called Mad God. And he released it sometime around then. And then we watched it, and it's quite the experience. And I enjoyed it so much that literally that next day while driving to work, which Drexel and I, we worked together at a school uniform store retail, literally on the drive there, like from the experience we had the night before, I thought of this whole short, told him at work, and then wrote it sometime after that. It probably took me like 10, 15 minutes to write or something because it was already pretty much done.
Wow.
And then we didn't film it so school started in the fall of 2022. And then I had to do my, senior thesis or whatever, the undergrad thesis, which is stock. And then while we were doing stock, we started the crowdfund and the promotion for Perusia because we were going to shoot it that winter break. And then we started January 1st, right? That's when we tried to start.
That's when we tried to start.
Yeah, we tried. So we basically we had a whole week before where me, my girlfriend Bridget, who is my like partner, and then also my film partner, she does all the special effects and production design. She's amazing. Me, her, and then her friend Roy and a bunch of us, we were building the set and doing all this stuff. And then Drexel came back from a trip that he was on, and we got ready to film January 1st.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I gave them access to my house, of course, because they needed to set up all the tarps and everything that you see on the walls. So
Is that your house?
that's my house.
Yeah, I saw the special thanks. I thought the special,
Oh,
the special
Yeah.
thanks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's my home that has
wow.
where everything is except for the attic. The attic was a different
Wow.
set. I come back from my Christmas break, different state and everything, and then we walk into my house and there's tarps everywhere, like fake
Just like a
wall
meth
on the
lab?
floor. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was a crazy thing to walk into.
We trashed it.
Yeah, Drew, so we haven't started production design yet. We just had 3 parties. That's
Well, speaking of production design, I wanted to say I watched this twice. I watched it once. I was like, "Holy crap!" And I'm gonna watch this again. I very much got like the 100 Meet Stranger Things. I don't know if that was like their intention, but that's like what I saw from it with like the creature feature and post-apocalyptic kind of vibe. The details in this and the execution was like unbelievable. The atmosphere feels so established. It was like great world building and all the aspects of the short film, the writing, the cinematography, and the sound design. And I wanted to ask about the sets because they were so complex. And I wanted to ask, what was your prep and collaboration like when it came to the production design? Was it something y'all envisioned clearly from the jump, or was this look designed and refurbished over time as you developed the script and went through pre-production?
It was pretty well established because we knew, with doing student films and low budget stuff, they always say like, don't do a sci-fi. It's just a bad idea. And I can like concur to that. Don't do it. It's a
Don't
horrible
do it.
idea. But it was pretty established. Like we knew, I wrote it in our elements of what I thought we could maybe do. We could maybe pull this off, And so, yeah. And then, talk with Bridget, who again is my production designer for the movie. And she made, we took a bunch of pictures in Drexel's house of possible shots. And then she made a whole little PowerPoint of world building and kind of, the area that we are in Texas, if, this nuclear fallout were to happen, what places would get hit harder, and then what would that affect, a house in the suburbs? Like, what would that kind of look like?
Yeah.
And then, she fully, did some digital renderings of Drexel's house and some mock-ups of, things that we could maybe do. Because obviously we don't have the luxury of like busting down his walls. We did like everything but, And so it was a really struggle because, it's supposed to look super destroyed, but of course this is Drexel's house. We didn't want to like fully destroy it.
I was still living there while we were filming.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one of our actors, Gwen, she also went to Texas State. She was sleeping on the couch during this as well. So amidst all the trash, yeah. So it was pretty like I kind of knew kind of what we could maybe do, and then it was figuring out, with the money that we ended up getting from the crowdfunding, what could we do? Yeah, and we kind of figured some stuff out as we went.
I'm curious, like going along with this idea of set design, then also the cinematography. Like, did you find yourself like lighting or set dressing for the frame, or was it more for the space? Because like I'm trying to figure that out right now in my path. Like, what should I go for, and what was most easiest for you guys, like the frame or the space?
A large part of it was like already preset, like the tarps and everything, the little ceiling things hanging down. Those were all set, but it was more so the little things, like the countertops. He sets the revolver down on the countertop. We would dress that up, like make it look like a pile, put some shell casings in there.
I love that shot of the bullet casing going into the water. And it's like it's a small things. I was like, it like establishes this is so lived in. He's done this before. Like it's so.
Yeah.
Oh man, that shot I loved so much.
Cool. That was like a
That was a reshoot.
That was a reshoot. So we shot that was it that summer or 2 summers later?
Oh my gosh.
I think it was the next summer.
Yeah.
Like it was just so like everything, the atmosphere, like it was so well established, but you kept it like so contained. Like it was like every like majority of the film is in a close up. So it's like keeping, and like being able to just hold our attention the whole time. I mean, it's so well done.
I have something to spin off of that as well with the tight frame, and also like your choice of aspect ratio as well. When I was watching it, I have a knack for like sci-fi and stuff like that, and I recently like made something with like a little bit of like a monster in it. I like showed the monster on full display in mine, but if with you guys it was like really subtle, and I think that like I loved that approach. And so what was it like operating that puppet with those shots?
Yeah, so no, there is a puppet, and I mean that was one of the first things that Bridget and I actually started working on. So we started working on the puppet before we did the set stuff, because we knew that was an integral part of it, and then that was just going to be the hardest part because we'd never done something like that before. I mean, it was very difficult.
It was so hard.
Because
there was what 3-4 iterations of it.
Yeah. And we have a whole for the people that donated. I literally have an entire 5-hour video of all the behind the scenes. Like we have everything.
I donated.
There were like 3 iterations before we started filming, and then we had one that we were like, okay, this will probably work, and then it wasn't working. So while we were like about to shoot that scene, Bridget had to go and figure out something else to do.
Yeah, because it was like basically like without saying too much. I mean, we had a skeleton. I have it here. This is audio, but we had a skeleton. we had a skeleton that we had made for it, and then we had the skin. Basically, the skin for it was like a sleeve that we put over it, just thinking that the skeleton would be strong enough to move it. But the skin, I guess, was too thick and it had too much crap on it that it just really wasn't moving. And so we ended up at times for certain shots, we would have to rip the skeleton out and just simply put our hand in. I think in one of those shots, it's Gwen's arm.
I feel like if I were listening to this, I would just be like,
"What the hell? What are they
I need to
talking
see this
about?
right now. Like I need to see this movie."
Yeah, if you're listening,
torturing.
If you're listening, if you donate, I'll send it to you. We're about
to make our money back.
What's the plan? Is it going to be released, or is it in festivals? What are y'all doing with it?
So we were supposed to finish this. I mean, 2 years ago when we shot it. But with life and college and moving to LA and this, we just never. Drexel and I, we don't really like working remote. We really like to be together, doing it together. It's just where we have the most fun. And so much time had passed. Originally, I was so sick of it. I was just going to put it on YouTube. I was like, you know what? I'm so tired of this. We're about to go on an even bigger project with making this feature. I was like, let's just put it on YouTube. Because people paid for it. We can't move on to the next thing without closing this book, which I have a tendency to do. I never think anything's done, and so I keep a lot of stuff to the chest because I have this thing of not wanting to waste ideas. Anyway, however, after working on it in this recent stint, the visual effects that Drexel have done, every aspect, which we can get into some of the details, making some of the walls dirtier or like the gunshots and stuff really have elevated it in my opinion, and I feel differently about it than I did And because people did pay for it, I think it deserves a shot to go out somewhere. So very, very soon, I don't know when this will come out. By the time this comes out, we will have probably already sent it out to all the donors. We're sending it to everybody who donated. And then we're going to shoot this movie. And then during post of this movie, I would love to send it out to festivals while we're editing the big one.
Do it.
This episode will come out November 2nd.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
a month.
the donors will have it in their hands by the time that this airs, 100%.
do you also do the sound design, Drexel?
Yeah. So
Wow.
Wow.
the whole
Editing master.
I mean, so it was me and Michael both recorded a lot of Foley, and the whole first scene in the backyard, there's rain. We can't bring a boom out there. That is entirely Foley.
Building it from the
Built
ground
it from the ground up.
Wow.
It's entirely. We went into our garage.
Well, you did an amazing
Thank
job.
you. We went into our garage,
Holy
my garage,
smokes.
in the summer, boiled ourselves in the garage for 3 days, I think, and just watched the movie and followed each step, followed each jacket
It
movement.
really paid off.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It took a
Wow.
lot.
Yeah.
But so it was like 3 days in the garage and then a full day of just that scene probably in Premiere.
I was gonna say, what did you animate the opening in?
I was gonna ask that same
I
question.
drew everything in Photoshop and I just used keyframes in Premiere.
But you drew every frame?
Pretty much. I drew a lot. So
Why didn't you just use like Adobe Animate or
That's
something?
that's hand drawn.
it's hand drawn or it's Photoshop drawn.
Okay.
I took an animation class in high school back when it was still Flash. So I don't know how to use Animate.
Oh.
All right,
okay.
guys. Just real quick, I want to ask y'all some audience questions. We have some audience questions.
Cool.
We got a big pool, but we can only ask like 2 or 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first one is from Ava, and she's asking, what is your favorite special effect that you have pulled off?
Michael and I might have the same practical. Let's
Say
see.
Say it at the same time.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Coleman's
hand?
hand.
Nope.
Oh, I went the
I
other.
thought it was different.
I did the other one.
The other hand.
Oh.
The
Yeah,
Perusian
yeah,
hand.
yeah.
Oh, the
Park-
other hand.
Parker's
hand. Those are both like really good.
Coleman's is pretty cool.
Coleman's is cool.
Looks like you guys don't know each other.
Ah.
I guess,
Yeah, this is the end of our
Dang.
this is the end of our
This
is the
partnership.
end. Don't go on 86 that as a pair.
This happens every time.
For the listeners, we blew up a hand for
Yeah.
for again that
We blew up
the,
2
they
hands.
came from above, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because it's
Oh.
not coming out.
Okay.
Now, for a disclaimer, is this a real hand or like a fake hand?
it's a
silicone
Bridget. Yeah, Bridget. We made a silicone hand, and then the hand gets shot, and so we have it so that it blows up and the fingers come off and stuff. It was really cool. I mean, I don't know if this is well. First of all, I'll say this. So in Perusia, I'll just whatever. There's fireworks in Perusia. We tried to shoot all of that stuff practically. We actually did shoot fireworks at like 3 a.m, and like that's a whole crazy thing.
It was
So
we
Was it
filmed it
practical?
around New Year's.
yeah, we filmed it. We were
Wow.
actually
So we weren't,
shooting.
like,
Well planned.
That's
well
true.
Yeah.
planned.
That's right.
We were
Yeah,
actually
okay.
shooting fireworks, but in the final product, they are just I mean, they are our fireworks that
yeah.
we shot, but they're digital.
We couldn't
Um,
figure out the timing of it in the real shot. So on 4th of July, the next summer, I went out with new fireworks and filmed those and figured out a way to put them in.
Just masking.
Depositing. Okay.
But yeah, the other one, super quick, like genuinely, like what I'm honestly the most proud of is probably the animation, because we were gonna shoot that practically,
Yeah.
but we just didn't have time, and so the animation was supposed to be a placeholder for us to then shoot it practically. But Drex and I were like, we should try and do this to make it look like it was always ever supposed to be an animation. And for having no experience, really, like I like the way it turned out. I think it's cool, and it like fits the vibe pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. So now the next question is from Marie.
Okay.
Good episode, by the way.
Good episode.
Thanks.
Okay. So Marie's asking about your work-life balance. Do you have it? And what has that journey looked like for you?
Especially post grad. Now that you're post
Yeah,
grad.
especially post-grad.
So I mean, like, so in college, it was like no, but we really like we had a social life because our roommate Gwen would always have people over,
Yeah.
and then a lot of our friends were film people, so we would be up super late filming and then up even later trying to get like a little bit of social interaction
Yeah.
with those people. But I just did not sleep at all in college. I gained a bunch of weight from not sleeping and eating crappy foods at 3 a.m. and this, and this. And then from this movie, like doing this movie now and like saving up all the money, no, I have not really had too much of a
Yeah,
social life.
the work-life balance is kind of like a seesaw. It's never in the middle where we're able to kind of do both reasonably. I feel like it's either working all the time or we're having too much fun just messing around. But that's usually when like we don't have a project going on. Because to be honest, it kind of consumes us both whenever we're like gearing up to do something, whenever we're doing something. It's like we have to get this done. We have a lot of fun doing it, but it does take up so much time.
So, and this is a question I have just for in between projects. When you finish something, do you immediately be like, okay, what are we doing next? Or do you just wait and then, let something.
The creative juices flow.
I mean, we don't really finish anything.
Yeah, we
Well, you finished a couple things.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
We did.
we have a couple.
There's a couple.
It is like it's pretty much been since we like have really started doing stuff together. Like once we got like out of high school, with school, there was always something we had to do next, and so I always kind of had an idea of maybe something that we could possibly do. Like I said, Perusia, I thought of in August, but then I had to figure out stock during the semester. I had no idea. Well, no, I was going to shoot. We were going to do Funny Guy, weren't we? Wasn't that going to be my thesis?
Oh.
So I would say we pretty much always have something on the back burner. I have like 3 features that I've kind of that we were maybe going to do, and then this is the one we kind of decided on. Like, okay, let's full force this one. So actually, like thinking about it, we always kind of have something.
All right, I have one more audience question. This is from Hannah, and she says
Great question.
she says that she notices that you both have told stories that involve some level of violence, but you often treat the violence with sort of an absurdist or kind of ironic, like dark comedy tone. She wants to know if y'all would both say that you have a dark sense of humor, and if so, was there anything in specific that fostered that?
Oh, interesting.
Like, was there any
What trauma
movie?
gave you
Is
such
there
a
a movie
dark
or a
sense of
memory from your childhood that developed you into the types of filmmakers you are?
What is wrong with y'all?
So yeah, what
That is basically.
Hannah wants to know.
it's a hot topic since the 90s. Do video games cause violence? I mean, personally, I don't think so, but they definitely shaped the way I think about violence, because at the end of the day, in a movie, it's pretty cool.
You'll have violence, but you have like a comedic twist to it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean,
like,
and that also depends on whatever we're doing, because I don't want to like steal your quote exactly, Michael, but They Came From Above, we worked our hardest to kind of make that as realistic as we could, because at the end of the day, the message about like in that movie is like primarily about gun violence and how devastating it can be. So it depends. Like Ostrich Dilemma, it's slapstick like all the way. He falls and slips on a puddle and shoots his gun. Oops. But yeah, like the big one for me, Red Dead Redemption, Euphoria physics. It's just I don't know. It's cool.
It's really interesting. I wish I could pinpoint why, because like for me in my brain there is like a very stark difference between movie violence and like real violence. Like I'm very squeamish, and so I can't look at like real stuff really. And then even in movies, like if it's too much, like I can watch it, but like those Terrifier movies and stuff, like I just like I can't really I don't know. And so it's interesting, and I wish I could pinpoint what it is. And because part of it is like I think I really do like the effects of it and kind of like that, but then to that degree I don't like those Terrifier movies because they're like a little too gross for me. And so, but exactly to Drexel's point, like in terms of how we do it in our films, it really does depend on the tone. So like for our web series for BTCH, that show to me is so funny, but I never wanted to film it as if it was funny. I tried to film it like as quote unquote serious as possible, but just the way that he moves and what is happening is really funny to me. And so so the dark humor comes from that, and that's a little more slapstick. But for something like They Came From Above, and then without saying too much with this new one, it'll definitely be a little bit more serious and horrifying. We never try and, depending on the tone, I don't like to make it look fun,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, fun was the wrong word. If this was a video podcast, you would see me grimacing as I said that because I wasn't sure what to say. But it is
The smirk.
like the practical lead up to it, like figuring out how we're gonna do it. That's the fun part.
We've been talking for an hour. Y'all need to come back. We need to do a second episode with
Yeah.
you. We haven't even touched on like the other half of your work. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
Michael, Drexel, we loved having you on.
Yes.
Super glad you're here. Y'all need to come back
Please.
as soon as
Yeah.
you can.
Let us know if you're in San Marcos too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or in Austin.
Totally.
We gotta grab. Yeah, we gotta grab lunch. We gotta grab
Yeah.
lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Nathan's thing.
Thank you.
Every single episode, he'll always say, "Let's grab lunch."
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like Michael,
say
you were
this to
out the year I
everybody.
feel like we got, so we didn't, Drexel was kind of more our, we
Yeah.
got to, we unfortunately got to hang with Drexel,
Whoa, whoa.
You think I'm crazy
Yeah,
uncle.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
I know, and I
Yeah.
was
Very
bald.
fortunately, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
the hair, I mean, our viewer doesn't understand.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
Drexel
yeah,
has hair
so
right now.
The picture
didn't have hair.
that's flashing on the screen when I talk. Imagine that with like a bush on its head.
I can like edit one in.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you
awesome.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we talk and see each other soon.
Thank you so much for listening to the 86 That Podcast. Make sure to stay up to date by following us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Instagram at 86 That Podcast, where you can find episode highlights, exclusive bonus clips, and even chances to ask questions to future guests. We appreciate you so much for tuning in and hope to see you in the next one.
This episode of 86 That is brought to you by Nanami Sushi Bar and Grill. If you're looking for the freshest sushi and authentic Japanese flavors just up the road in Austin, Nanami is a spot for you. From classic rolls to chef specials, it's perfect for a night out, a date night, or just treating yourself. They're family owned, passionate about quality, and we're proud to have them supporting the show. The next time you're craving sushi, head to Nanami Sushi Bar and Grill. You can check out their menu at nanamisushi.com and tell them 86 That sent you. Once again, thank you to Nanami Sushi Bar and Grill for sponsoring this episode.